Okay, fellas, listen up, please. Now, this is our home this season while our stadium gets expanded. I mean, the roof looks fairly good, so that's something.
Jarune, za tebe mi dijete diše, tu je važno samo jedno, nogomet i ništa više. Jarune.
Hey guys, I'm Aussie Villain, and welcome back to a brand new season here at Jarun. It is season 12, episode 1. It is the post-Torres era, and he will go down as a club icon, it looks like. And yeah, so let's ever check how the club looks. We start today in the league against Osijek and Hajduk Split, and it was a relatively quiet transfer window last time up, but window's still open, lots of money to spend, and I'm fairly happy with the squad. So we're predicted to win the league, a professional team, 3.5-star reputation, highly ambitious, which is not maybe the greatest because it may mean they want to move on and leave. But Lacko is our captain again this season. Sanchez is vice captain. No change there. Pinter, unsurprisingly, is our key player. What a goalkeeper he is. And Robert Horvath came through our youth intake last season. Very good young centre-back, and still only 15 as well. So he could be very much one for the future, which is why he's our hottest prospect, I would assume. Now let's have a look at what we're expected to do this season. And basically, it's win. We're expected to win the league, be competitive in the Champions League. I think we just had to make the league phase, which we go into automatically anyway. Win the cup, which will be the Yags, which is always difficult for us. And we've already won the Super Cup, which was very, very nice indeed. Now, the season preview for the league. And it has us looking very, very pretty on top. Look at that gap in the odds to Dinamo in second place. So that is very, very nice, isn't it? And the two promoted teams are favourites to go back down. And let's hope they do, in honesty, because A, we're using Lokomotiva Stadium, so it'd be nice to humble them. And but also it's a bit samey, isn't it? Now, if we look at the dream team, and it is essentially Jarun with a right winger. That is not ours. So that is very, very nice indeed. And then if we just move on over to the key players, Pinter and Gavia are our two key players. And then if we go down, are we going to recognise anybody that we've let go that's gone off? Oh, Ramsey at Variston. He was someone that we sold to them. So that's the first time, I think, that we've seen one of our old players go off to another club and become one of their key players. So that's exciting. All right, what else do we need to do here? Oh, we need to look at the goal of the season, the goal that you guys voted as our best goal last year. I don't think there's any surprise which one that is, but it's always worth another look. 1-1, of course, at home to FC Copenhagen in the Champions League, struggling, and then Mazzoleni does that. What a goal. So we start to Osijek at home in this borrowed stadium of ours. We're expecting a 4-4-2 out of them. And this is the team that we're sending out. Now, we've still got some heavy match loads from pre-season, but we'll go with it, I think, for the most part. Yeah, we'll go with it. So it's Pinter in goal, Sanchez, Crespi, Alvarez as the back three. Von Groningen down his natural right-hand side, replacing Torres, of course. Gonzalez, his first game for us after coming in at the end of last episode. He is going to make his debut down the left. Montel, Vazgard, Gavia, Sina and Lacko. And then the bench, we can see there. We'll have a better look at the team sheet, I guess, but that's a pretty solid looking bench as well. Now, we will recognise some names in their lineup. Doling, of course, who sat on our bench all of last season. We got rid of him in the off-season, so he's there. And Gary Turpich, who scored against us last year, is sitting on their bench as well. So, yeah, well, hopefully neither of them are going to come back and haunt us. Let's stick to the game plan for first game of the season. The fact that it's at home sometimes can be a little bit of extra pressure, can't it? So let's hope that, it doesn't get to us, and yeah, we'll see. I did double check as well. We go back into the stadium end of March, so it's not quite that we're here the full season, but it's most of it. Hopefully we get a nice little upgrade. It'll be just under 14,000 seats when we move back. So it's gone up. It's just under 5,000 seats to get to there. So yeah, I mean, that's a nice size stadium for us. I think we saw at Grindavik, which is where we sort of got a bit of a big... I can't remember Welders if we got a bigger stadium in the end. Barlatown, I don't think we ever did we? I think we were still in our 2,000 capacity stadium at the end when we had all these superstars playing for us. So I can't remember Queen of the South actually either if we ended up with a new stadium, although their stadium was decent-ish already in terms of capacity. Here we go, Cena. No, loses out, and Montel wins it back. Cena, nice little flick on, but can't find Gavia. And this is a little bit of a scrappy highlight to start things off, as we're just about getting away with it so far, but they're certainly coming up the wrong end of the field here, and we have fallen behind. Or have we? Well, I mean, this doesn't bode particularly well for, you know, let's be more defensively solid this season. It has been given, which I think is fair enough. And, yeah. Sanchez just got caught out a little bit, didn't he? Perhaps ball watching a touch. And we're 1-0 down, which is not how we wanted to start the season. It wasn't close to offside. I didn't look at it at the time. So let's tell them to fire up and hopefully get a nice little response to falling behind. So, yeah, I'm recording this before last episode's gone out, so I don't really know what you guys have thought of the transfer window so far. Like I say, when I look at the team, and it's a young team as well, that'll sort of naturally get better. I don't know that there's too much that we need to do. There's no sort of glaring areas. The one thing, and I think I did mention at the end of last episode, is a centre back. I wonder if we are one short, just to be safe in Europe. But I don't want to spend the money on a player for Europe, you know, just as a bit of cover, unless they're sort of a good young centre back, then, you know, someone for the future kind of thing. But yeah, that would be my one concern. But then maybe we could go sort of to a back four in Europe and you know, try something a little bit different there. You've got to say, it's not been a great first half in terms of anything from us. So let's tell them just that and hopefully get a nice response from them. Because we need to see more there, don't we? That wasn't great. We'll look at subs sort of as the second half goes on. Let's maybe try and exploit the middle. I wonder if the heavy match loads are taking a toll. So I think something needs to change here, doesn't it? So let's get Von Groningen, who's not made a great transition over to playing on the right. We'll switch both our fullbacks out because they're not doing particularly well. Gavia, no one up front is creating much either, are they? So Siraj can come on, and let's take Lacko off for Mazzolani. I'm wondering if Mazar is the better sort of goal poaching threat, but we'll go with that. Let's encourage us. But we don't look like we're kind of at the game, do we, really? Crespi over a free kick. Sanchez to Vazgard, back to Sanchez. And let's see where we go. All the way back to Pinta. I wonder if there's a little bit, as I said, the heavy match load, but that we do have a few unhappy players because bids have been rejected, but they wanted accepted. So I wonder if that's played a bit of a role here. Kovacic to Siraj. Siraj to Sina. Oh, Sina just didn't connect. And we all look nervous and frustrated and all those sorts of things you don't want to look. All right, let's give it a maybe a no pressure. That's overwhelmed them. Excellent. All right, well, if we're not playing well, then we'll lower down this tempo. Let's get rid of all that. Maybe shoot on sight. And see if we can magic ourselves up a chance here. Do we have subs? We do. Okay, let's wait for this highlight. And we should have... We've made 4 subs, so we've probably got 1 sub left, don't we? Unless we can make... I think it's 5 subs, 3 stoppages, isn't it? So we only have made the 1 stoppage so far. What did I do? They were 4-4-2. So I don't really want to take a centre-back out. That's a red card, surely. It is a red card. So that gives us something now we can work with. Alright, so let's exploit the flanks. Try and move them around a little. We'll still shoot on sight. But there should be some width there for us now. Let's encourage us. Sina can go off for Madzar. And that'll be us done for subs. We're not passing into space anymore, are we? I'll try pinging it around. Let's just get rid of everything. Different season, same stuff, isn't it? More shots and all that. We just don't score enough. Vazgard to Mazzoleni, wide for Kovacic. Kovacic gets past his man, floats across in, it's down, not as far as way as they would like, and Kovacic at the second attempt may have just saved us here. It's 1-1. And it's scrappy, isn't it? It's against 10 men. But ultimately, it's a goal. They don't draw pictures, they just add one next to your name on the scoreboard. And Madzar actually blocked the first one and took a deflection second time around past Dolling. Thankfully, he's not going to keep a clean sheet against us on his return. And can we go and win it now? 5 minutes of stoppages. Gives us half a chance. In truth, we've not really deserved it, but it's a bit of a poor game. Oh, and Crespi's injured. And I think that we're out of subs too, aren't we? So it's 10 aside. Though in truth, the game is just about done. So it's going to be a 1-1 draw at home against Osijek. They're a decent side, aren't they? But I would have hoped for a little bit more than that, I've got to say. So early season, we fall behind Dinamo, which is not ideal, but long way to go yet. I'm sure we'll be more than capable of coming back. And speaking of coming back, we will be doing that. The injury is 3 to 4 weeks. It's not ideal. Maybe we are a centre-back short. We're going to get a pretty good idea of that now, aren't we? Kovacic shines off the bench. Well done to you. And yeah, we will be back to face Hajduk and hopefully get a win on the board early the first 2 games. Okay, welcome back. Now we're getting ready to hopefully get a first win of the season. A little bit of transfer news. Antwi has moved from wherever we like, Lyon to Brentford. We had a 50% sell on, so we get a fair chunk of that, which is nice. So yeah, 50% sell-on's always worth doing. He'll probably move from Brentford to somewhere else for a massive fee now, won't he? But to be honest, he's not. He's 25 now, and he's not really any better than when we sold him. So I think that's it. I think that's he's reached his limit there. 7 German caps. You just wonder how, why, and when, basically, don't you? But anyway, we are away this time to Hajduk. Everybody drew first time around except for Hajduk and Dinamo. But Dinamo, they lost to Gorica. So already there's a chance for us to get ahead of them here if we put in a decent performance. So we're expecting a 4-2-3-1 out of them, and this is the team that we're sending out. Pinter in goal, Sanchez, Alvarez, and Jakub Busic. Crespi obviously injured last time out, wasn't he? So that's why he's not playing. Von Groningen and Kovacic, he did well, so we'll give him a start here. Montel, Vazgard, Gavia, then Mazzolini, and Cena will be the front 2, just tweaking things a little bit. Just no heavy match loads here either, which is good. But we just need to get ourselves going here, I think. Okay, so we can see the team sheets here. This guy I think is quite good. I don't think I recognise too many other names there though. So what do we say to this? This is the match we should be winning. Make sure we do. All right, we'll go with that. It's a little bit of extra pressure on them, but hopefully it's a motivating pressure and not choking pressure. All right, and here we go. Now, of course, Jakub Busic, I'm 99% sure we signed him from Hajduk. So he'll no doubt be looking to put on a big performance against his former team, although they sold him willingly. It's not like, he was transfer listed or anything. We sort of came in, it was a traditional transfer, I suppose you could call it. I wish we could get a stadium like this, though. That'd be something, wouldn't it? But look at that roof as well. Almost rust-free. Must be nice. Must be very, very nice. All right, but this is it. This is important now, isn't it? We do need to start our season properly here. Osijek was, I mean, it was just such a Jarun performance, wasn't it? It wasn't terrible. You could see that we know how to play football. We just couldn't save ourselves in terms of scoring goals. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll put that down to early season. Maybe some tied legs after a heavy pre-season, and this is where our season starts proper. As we have 60-odd% possession and only a single shot on goal. This team. Okay, so I wonder if we don't pass into space then. Let's see if that helps. It's always difficult, I think, too, start of the season. Other teams may approach us differently this season to they did last season. So what worked last year, may not work this year. And so it might take a little bit of time to try and figure that out. But we have not been in the game so far. And I'm wondering if we need to change. I mean, there's just nothing happening. Okay, so let's try lowering the tempo and see if it's one of those, isn't it, where what I probably need to do is sit here and watch a full game to see exactly what's happening. are other teams just sitting back against us? And if so, I mean, that's just a horrible half of football, isn't it? All right, so we need to get shots on goal. Is probably, if we don't shoot, we don't win the match. That's probably the best thing to say. I wonder if we put pressure on them, and so that's not helping things. Let's try exploit the middle. Look for overlaps. And see if that works. I mean, because you look at this, this is a good team that we've got out there right now. There shouldn't be issues with us not being able to score goals, but here we are. Okay, well, if that's not working, do I still have this other formation here? Let's try this. Okay, so we'll go back to try a bit of width. So Alvarez and Vazgard will sort of drop back a little bit. Lacko will come on for Montel. Obviously, we need a wide player now, not a midfielder. And yeah, we'll just kind of see if this makes any sort of difference to us at all. Let's get rid of that for now. Yeah, but that's just clearly not working, isn't it? You don't need to be a genius to figure that out. So let's go with a higher line, trap them on the outside. And yeah, see if changing things up, matching them up a little bit, if that maybe works for us, or does it just make it a worse game? And it looks like it could well be the latter. All right, so let's get rid of some of the nervous players. So Alvarez, you can go, and we'll get Omarovic on. Mazzoleni is not having it, and then Gavia aren't having great games. So we could drop Mazzoleni back in where Gavia is, and bring on somebody to play wide left. That could be Kovacic, or let's go with Kovacic actually, because he is sort of more naturally a winger. And we've managed to induce a highlight here somehow. So no, don't get too excited. And it's because there's someone down. Thank you for penalty for something there. All right, so let's just go and make the changes here we're going to make. So Kovacic goes there, and you can play as a winger. All right, let's see if that makes any difference whatsoever. And I mean, it doesn't bode well for the rest of the season, does it? All right, Mazzoleni can come off for Siraj, and this is going to be our last stoppage, isn't it? So, is there anything else we want to do? And I don't necessarily think there is. Let's take Sina off for Madzar, and we'll use Madzar as a sort of advanced forward rather than a complete forward. I mean, it's not great, is it? What if we try a fire up? It's just made everything worse. So, I mean, what do we say about this? It's been a very, very underwhelming start to the season. It'll be a nice quick video for me to edit, so that's something. But, yeah. Did we even see a shot on goal there? I don't even think we saw a shot on goal, did we? I mean, we had 5 on target, but I don't think we saw any of them. And, I mean, that was just horrible. All right, so everybody wake up. We are 2 draws from 2 games. And, yeah, I mean, luckily for us, nobody's really started that well. So we failed to make chances pay. Crespi is happy to stay now. That's good. Happy players are good players. Philip, he's a legend. Rejecting Melbourne victory. Man, close to my own heart. All right, so that's that. I don't even know what to say about that. It was not good. So I think what we'll do is we'll come back towards the end of the transfer window, which is somewhere around Rijeka, Dinamo, Lokomotiva. I'm not 100% sure. It's a weird end, isn't it? It's sort of mid-September, I think, our window closes. So we'll come back for that, or Champions League, somewhere where something's actually happening. Unlike this episode, where hopefully you're still here to see this. Take care.